the fashion industry is lying to you. So here's the thing, Sean. They say that color is inclusive. Anybody can wear it, right? And they became very smart very quickly, recognizing that they couldn't always sell you fit, but they could sell you feel. So not everybody can wear that perfect pair of jeans. Not everybody is going to be able to wear that crop top, but you can wear the color. So you can grab, as a woman, you can grab the matcha green handbag, and now you feel cool, you feel trendy, you're part of the club. You've seen the handbag on all the magazines. Now you're one of them. But it's visual manipulation because unfortunately, color is not inclusive.
All right, guys, so you just saw me get my color analysis. Got this little booklet here.
It's your palette passport.
Yeah, I'm a winter.
You're a true winter.
I am a winter.
Congratulations. You won the palette lottery. You get true black and true white.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
It's happening for you.
I got to ask, are guys mainly one thing? Like, are they usually winters, or it kind of depends?
Heavens no. It's all over the spectrum of what an individual is going to be. So we are looking at your features and saying to ourselves, where could we drop that in nature, right? Color analysis is all rooted in the Munsell color wheel. It was the first color system to separate color by undertone, by value, lightness or darkness, and also intensity. And those are still the three chroma characteristics that we use today when we evaluate your features. So I love that question, but no, not all men are true winters.
Yeah, you got me looking at color differently now.
It's a totally different perspective, right? And it provides you with this compass of how to go out and curate a wardrobe that is personal for you and not programmed by the fashion industry.
Right. Man, guys going on first dates with you, they must be tripping.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a good thing I'm married now, but I'll tell you what, I lived out of palette for 30 years. And 20 of those years, I dated every man in Chicago. And I truly think I didn't snag one of them because I looked like a clown.
Yeah.
You can look really sophisticated by wearing the right colors, which I call iconic colors, or you can look completely clownish. When those colors are wearing you, they're standing out first. And I know a lot of us are like, but I love that aesthetic. I want to be the one that sticks out. Make it be you. Make the color work for you, and then do something fun with the structure of your image or your clothing.
Yeah, you looked like a clown, as Paul Pierce says.
As Paul Pierce said, and he mentioned that about the makeup too, and he's right. There's an over-application of that makeup, but it's also in the wrong undertone. And again, you absolutely look like Bozo when that's going on.
Whoa, so even the makeup color you're saying...
Oh, hair and makeup is huge. Hair is the number one accessory, and then followed by your makeup. I always say post a color analysis, the easiest thing that you can do is get a lipstick in your color. Not you specifically, Sean, but for a woman. And that's the easiest thing you can do. The most impactful thing you can do is get your hair tone in the right color for your palette. It's going to make all the difference. Because think about it too. We might go out and have our hair dyed in that icy blonde platinum, us women, right? And we're like, something's not working. And we'll blame the clothing, we'll blame the makeup. Sometimes we don't know to blame the hair or our hairdresser for that matter. So it's really important to get that hair and makeup correct. We need everything working in sync.
Yeah, the lips are something you really notice the color of pretty quickly.
Oh, absolutely. And if we think about it even in executive dressing, we call this level one dressing. So folks that are CEOs, executives, they're in the boardrooms. Level one dressing commands a woman to wear a red lipstick. And the reason why is we lose pigmentation as we get older, and a red lip draws the eye in and up to the eye. And that's where we want somebody focused on us.
Yeah, red's a powerful color, right?
Red is a powerful color, but it has to be the right red. There are warm reds, there are muted reds, there are blue reds. It has to be the right color or it's going to look a mess.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen that photo. It's like red makes you more attractive. Like, is there any truth to that?
I think there is, and that really goes into the psychology of color, right? And I don't focus so much on that, right? That's going to be a lot of again, that psychology. Where I want to focus, though, is finding the red in your palette or finding just the favorite color in your palette, because that's what's going to, red is powerful, but for you, you might feel really powerful in your blues, and if that's what you feel powerful in, so be it.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think the fashion industry is manipulating women?
And men. But the fashion industry is lying to you. So here's the thing, Sean. They say that color is inclusive. Anybody can wear it, right? And they became very smart very quickly, recognizing that they couldn't always sell you fit, but they could sell you feel. So not everybody can wear that perfect pair of jeans, the it jean of the moment. Not everybody is going to be able to wear that crop top, but you can wear the color. So you can grab, as a woman, you can grab the matcha green handbag, and now you feel cool, you feel trendy, you're part of the club. You've seen the handbag on all the magazines, now you're one of them. But it's visual manipulation because unfortunately, color is not inclusive. And here's why. I can dictate exactly how and where you're going to look at me. So it all depends on the undertone, the contrast, and the intensity. And if something is out of balance, it's where your eye goes. And you'll look far more sophisticated, right, if you're in those right colors. Now, the second biggest lie that the fashion industry is giving us is that black is for everyone. It's for you, Sean, but it's not for 87% of the population. 87% of the population looks like garbage in black.
Whoa.
But we think it is chic and we think it is slimming, and that is not at all the case. So if I were to wear black, which is not in my palette, your eye would go to my body first and then my love handles, which is something I'm trying to hide, right?
Wow.
Before it would ever come up to my face and then eventually to my eye. It conveys mistrust at the end of the day. I don't want anybody focusing on my love handles, right? Now, there is something to be said. Darker colors are slimming, but you need to be in the darkest color of your palette then, if that's something that you're trying to achieve. But it is profit for the fashion industry. They know they can sell black. They've programmed you to think that you look good in it. So if they're not able to sell the SKUs of the orange sweater or the pink shorts, anything that's left in the factory, they will dye black, push it back onto the shelves, and you've been programmed to buy it.
Wow, they do that?
It's wild.
Holy
it is
crap.
wild.
That's crazy.
And listen, I'm not down on all of the brands, right, and all the entire fashion industry, but there is a shift in how we are consuming a product. Color analysis is so hot, it's so popular, and it's because we are a nation that is obsessed with looking younger, slimmer. It's Ozempic, it's filler, it's Botox. But because we want to do things really cheap and easy.
Shout out to today's sponsor, Quince. As the weather cools, I'm swapping in the pieces that actually gets the job done, that are warm, durable, and built to last. Quince delivers every time with wardrobe staples that'll carry you through the season. They have fall staples that you'll actually want to wear, like the 100% Mongolian cashmere for just $60. They also got classic fit denim and real leather and wool outerwear that looks sharp and holds up. By partnering directly with ethical factories and top artisans, Quince cuts out the middleman to deliver premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. They've really become a go-to across the board. You guys know how I love linen and how I've talked about it on previous episodes. I picked up some linen pants and they feel incredible. The quality is definitely noticeable compared to other brands. Layer up this fall with pieces that feel as good as they look. Go to quince.com/DSH for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. They're also available in Canada too.
Give you this instant facelift without the needles, right?
Yeah, it does seem like more people are talking about it.
More people are talking about it. I can't tell you the number of times I go into dressing rooms and I'll overhear somebody saying, but it's not in my palette, or I'm not sure if this works for me, which I always say, come out, I'm a color analyst, let's take a look, right? But it is just, the whole thing is wild.
Yeah.
The whole thing is wild.
Going back to the black thing real quick, because you said 87% of people can't pull off black. So
because only 13% are winters like yourself.
Right. So I guess what would be the workaround of that, say at a black tie event?
Great question. So let's just really focus on women first, because this is what this caters to the most. Not to say that I don't have a ton of male clients, but when we have to wear black, we're all going to have to wear black, right? What we want to do is try to protect our triangle of happiness as much as possible. So, and off the shoulder for a woman, right? Because the black is going to bring all these shadows up to your face. It's going to start here and start to draw the eye down and give you a double chin. We don't want any of that if it's not in your palette. If it is in your palette, it's going to reflect off of you and really brighten you up. So always something, if you could do anything a little bit strapless, or if we have to be head to toe black, make sure your hair is correct. Let's make sure we're wearing the right jewelry. Let's get the makeup on point. Everything that we can do to offset that black. And for men, the same thing. Let's get their best white shirt, right? Let's make sure we're doing a bow tie in an iconic color, a nice little pocket square. Let's pop the outfit with the right metal in the cufflinks and the watch. Let's tell a sophisticated story, even though we're having to even though we have to work around that black.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is crazy. I still can't believe that 87% thing.
Oh my God. And it creates closet chaos, and it's incredibly profitable. So color analysis becomes the antidote to that, right? Because if you think about it, we're all walking around in, let me tell you a little bit about how this all lays out, John. So it all starts with a color story, right? The fashion industry, it's rooted in this color story. And what happens is it goes down to forecasters. These forecasters, such as WGSN, Fashion Snoops, they create a color mood board. From there, it goes down to the color councils. Pantone, color of the year, mocha brown. Do you know what garbage you and I would look like in mocha brown? You want to spend money on mocha brown to look like garbage? That's what they're programming you to do. I digress. So we go from these color councils, now we go down to the fashion houses, which splash it all over the runways. From there, we go to the retail buyers, finally the influencers, and then you are walking around in mocha brown. And you're saying to yourself, I don't know if this is actually working for me, right? After a couple wears. And that is really, we're being programmed. It's not personal to what your features are. And it sits in your closet and it sits and it sits. And maybe you pull it out another time, but you're always putting that on and saying, I don't know if this color is really working for me. And then eventually, along with 81 pounds of garbage that we do in clothing each year, the annual disposal of clothing is 81 pounds. And you're probably saying, I don't throw away 81 pounds. You probably don't clean out your closet once a year. But every 2-3 years, you have the average woman has multiple bags of garbage that are going into the landfills, into our oceans, and then the cycle starts all over again. So fashion is not selling you confidence. They're selling you disposable waste.
Wow. 81 pounds a year of clothes.
Wild. It's wild. Yes.
That is crazy.
I know. And it's just the full circle. It's environmental. It hits our pocketbooks and it hits our confidence eventually. But we don't know that the whole thing is masked.
Yeah. I'd be curious the history of color analysis. Was this pretty widely adopted back in the day?
Great question. So color analysis is nothing new. So back in the 1900s, the Munsell color system came out. And again, that's where we separated everything from undertone, hue, and intensity. But it was in the 1920s that a Swiss painter by the name of Johannes Itten found that his students painted better when they painted in colors that matched their undertone.
Whoa.
Cool versus warm. And so in the 1950s, Suzanne Cagill, she was an image consultant, she popularized separating colors by season. So the jewel box of winter, which you're very familiar with, the spring garden, right, of spring, the foliage that we see in the autumn, for example. And so she organized it by season. And then came that bestseller by Carol Jackson, Color Me Beautiful, that put this entire thing on fire. And that was back in the 80s and 90s. And then as we've evolved through the years, we have found that there's more nuance, right? So we've split up these, not everybody fits into those 4 buckets of color analysis. So we've split those up now into flows. Somebody could flow from winter to spring. Somebody could flow from winter to autumn, just like we did in your analysis. And that makes it really precise so that when you leave a color analysis, you really have a compass on how to buy those clothes, how to curate a wardrobe. Because once you start buying things in palette, everything seamlessly works together and for you.
That's incredible. I'm going to have to throw out some sneakers when I get home.
You throw out some sneakers. I'm not so concerned about the foot. And I would tell you, too, this is more of a little bit of an image trick, matching. And I'm sure you have a ton of black shoes, right? Or white shoes.
Usually black because I get so dirty. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you don't have anything to throw out.
Yeah, I guess maybe I do black, blue. Is brown one of my colors?
Brown is not one of your colors.
Okay, so
right?
maybe
But
the brown one's got to go.
brown is inherently warm.
Okay.
Right. But a little image trick is to always match your hair color to your foot color because you want to be bookended as a human being. But depends how provocative you want to be showing up. And this doesn't just, it starts with color, but it goes on to image too, right? So, for example, you're a winter, so you can handle really high shine, anything reflective, because that's what your skin is doing. Yeah. We want to mirror everything that's going on with your features from texture to color as well.
What about guys wearing pink? Can you bust that myth?
I support a man in pink. His right pink, absolutely. You in a hot raspberry or an ice pink is going to be phenomenal. It's a real power color for men because it's really unexpected, right? Still to this day, right? And we always say, I love a man in pink, but we do. It speaks to the feminine energy, and it's really attractive when a man shows up powerful, but it has to be in the right hue.
Respect, because I'll speak for some guys. They're like scared to wear it,
Yeah.
But if you could pull it off, you got to be a spring though, right?
No, look at your pinks.
Oh, I got some pinks in mine.
You have a hot raspberry.
Oh, wow.
You have Barbie pink.
I got Barbie pink.
You got Barbie pink, my friend. But if you're a spring, you want to have some of these warmer pinks. So you want to have ones that are going to fall more like a watermelon, for example. Everybody gets a pink. I always say autumn kind of fights with those pinks. They're more of a salmon, more of a terracotta. But, this becomes really popular with, I drape executives, professional athletes, mega influencers, because they're taking this to the next level.
Right.
Fashion is fun, but for them, it's strategy. And showing up as your best self really conveys power, respect, and trust.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we want, especially when we're in these types of settings.
100%. This is going to help with my confidence.
Well, I hope it does, And we say that first impression is made in the first 7 seconds. Absolutely. But we are a nation that is doing Zoom calls day in, day out. And that first impression happens in 1.7 seconds.
Holy crap.
Because you don't have the entire environment fighting against you. So not only do I want you in an iconic color, I want your background in your iconic colors as well, so that you pop forward and you immediately command that Zoom meeting.
Well, thank you so much. Because one day I'll be at these big events, the Met Galas or whatever.
Yes,
red carpet
you will.
Events,
And
so.
you're going to know what to wear, and you'll send me a text and say, is this right? Is this my right red? Yeah.
I love it. Well, Megan, anything else?
Yeah, there's one other thing that I wanted to say, and it's a little bit about how the hairstylist and the makeup industry is suffering. And here's the thing, Sean. They are trained on color theory, which is mixing color and how colors relate. But they're not trained on the harmony of color. And it's so incredibly important for them to know undertone so that they can be a consultant to their clients versus a client saying, here's my Pinterest board, can you make me this? And you do, that client leaves, something looks off kilter, and then they never return. So I'm actually rolling out a training for hairstylists and makeup artists on how to discover a client's undertone so that you can have maximum client retention.
Nice.
And the other thing I'm doing is I'm working with big global brands that are getting on board with this. My goal is that when you go to a website, you can click on, we can shop by size, we can shop by style, we can shop by color. Let us shop by season. And there are big brands right now that are allowing me to separate their product by season. And I'll tell you who's on it right now is Victoria Beckham. She just dropped her eyeliner last month, and she has sorted it by season, 16 seasons, and she's selling one every 30 seconds. The consumer is commanding it.
That's incredible. So that's the future of shopping right there.
That's the future of shopping.
Well, thanks, because you're a huge part of that. So you're making it easy.
I hope to be. I absolutely hope to be. So any brands out there listening, I'd love to help you have a splashy marketing campaign, but really cater to the consumer, and I promise your profitability will go up.
Beautiful. We'll link your socials below if anyone wants to get a reading, right?
Fabulous.
An
yes,
analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Well, check her out, guys. You changed my life, so thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Peace.
Thank
Nice.
you.
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the show a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.